Hey, what's up guys? It is Carly here, and today I thought I would do a little bit of a different video. It's a video that I did right way back when I kind of started my YouTube horror channel about 3 or so years ago. I rewatched this video recently and I was like, holy crap, so much has changed. And so what I'm going to be doing today is kind of just showing you a little overview, I guess, of my current horror collection. Because watching back on that video, back then I literally had like 2 shelves worth of movies, and it kind of really showed me how much my collection has grown over time. So I thought it would be cool to just give you guys like a little look at what I have now. Of course, you do always see my movies kind of in the background of my review videos, but I'm never too close up, so I just thought I would do another little close-up video for you guys. So, yeah, let's get on into this. First up, right here, these are basically movies and books that I have not read or watched yet. Yes, I'm kind of a weirdo. I don't put things on my shelf until I actually check them out. So, the books were getting out of control, so they're kind of everywhere. I tried to, like, organize this nicely, but, have a bunch of books here. It's kind of hard to see. And then underneath that, we have the DVDs I haven't watched. And then right here, we have, stack of Blu-rays that still need to be watched. I've seen like the first It's Alive and the Universal Monsters sets. I've been going through, but there's still a bunch that I have not gotten to, so has just been kind of chilling there for quite a while. Then right here we have some more books. I'm currently reading Pet Sematary. It's pretty good so far, but have a few Stephen King books there, a V.C. Andrews book, and whatnot. And down there we have Christine. I got that so long ago, but it's a pretty big book, so I've kind of been putting it off. But so that's just some books. And then here is even more books. No organization here whatsoever. And then right here we have like some TV shows. One is Real Monster Season 2, then Courage the Cowardly Dog, and this Poltergeist TV show. I tried to watch it and could not get into it at all. I picked that up at Ollie's probably back in 2016, and I just was not a big fan. So I'm probably honestly going to give that away because I don't plan on watching that. I'll probably just like sell it to, you know, a secondhand DVD place or something like that. But then under there we have some VHS tapes that I have yet to watch. You know, I've seen some of these movies before too. They're just ones that I happened to pick up and haven't watched to actually put on my shelf. So, you know, like from Dusk Till Dawn and Firestarter, I've seen those before, but, you know, I just don't want to put them on the shelf until I actually rewatch them. But so moving along to the actual collection here, these are the DVDs I have in these cool little DVD carrying things. Bought these from a coworker back when I worked at the hotel, and I've pretty much worn these out, but basically you're supposed to be able to push on them and they come out. See, that one works, but a lot of these don't even really do it anymore that well, or they just pop out randomly. But yeah, you can just push on these and they come out like a bungee, so that's a pretty cool little setup, but I'm constantly rearranging them and it's definitely broken them. Some of them down here, which one is it? Like, yeah, this one I completely like busted out the bottom, but it is what it is. It's still, you know, can't get that back in now. Okay, there we go. But you know, still a cool little setup. I think it's a good organizational thing. It was fun kind of putting these on the shelf, honestly, when I first got this. So, yeah, I really dig those. And then moving on over here, we have another rack of DVDs, and this is just one of those basic shelf holders that a lot of people have these. You know, it's just a little sliding things, and that's it. I picked these both up at a Goodwill, and I like them. Like, I like how these are displayed. You know, I don't have, obviously, the basic shelves that most people have where it's like a bookshelf type of setup, but I kind of dig it. I just enjoy the look. You know, you can see the spines all very nice, and it was very easy to move, I'll tell you that much. I could literally just pick these all up, throw them in my car without taking the movies off. I even did it with this one, even though they're not, like, you know, pushed in there like they are with these ones. it was kind of difficult, but I made it work, and that saved me a lot of agony and chaos from having to put these all back on the shelf. So that's that. Then over here we have just a regular shelf. You can pretty much buy these at Walmart and whatnot, and we still have some more DVDs, because obviously I kind of have DVDs. That's like the most prominent thing in my collection. These are all like TV shows, like the Goosebump things, Ira Monsters Season 1, Masters of Horror. I have, anytime I find them, I almost have them all now, but I like to collect those individually, even though they did release, I believe, all of them on one DVD set. You know, I had already started collecting these before they did that, so I think it's just kind of cool to own them and, you know, find them in their own individual cases, but that's just me. Then moving along, of course, we have Blu-rays or some steelbooks right here. One Arrow. I literally only own one Arrow, besides, I do have another box set, but gotta get on the Arrows. Then after that, we have a few Blue Undergrounds, 2 to be exact, and Scream Factories, which I think I own. I definitely own the most Scream Factories. I'm a very cheap person. That's why I don't own a bunch of special collector's editions of things, but this is kind of how I have it organized, where my more special Blu-rays are first on the shelf, and they're in order like this. They're alphabetized. They're not like in order of how they come out like a lot of people do, but you know, that's just how I do it. Then after that, we have some Vinegar Syndromes, which that collection's getting decent. I kind of pick those up whenever they have a sale, and I enjoy those movies. I like what they put out. After that, some Warner Archives collections. We have Bad Ronald, Green Slime, The Thing, and Village of the Damned, and I actually just picked up Wait Until Dark, as well as Night School. My friend JP and I, we always go in on the 4 for 24 or 4 for 44 deals, and you know, he gets 2, I get 2, and we both just spend $22, so we always do that. Then after that, we have the horror pack movies. You know, there's not really anything special about these. These are like just the exclusive Blu-rays that they send you in the horror pack, back when I would get that and kind of do that podcast. And they are all numbered, which is kind of annoying to me, because it's like I stopped, for one, getting the horror pack, and for 2, it's like it just kind of bothers me I'm missing some. There's actually like a month or 2, like I don't have number 12, 13, or 14, because there was a period where I had stopped getting the horror pack, so it's a little irritating, but you know, they look cool on the shelf still. They all have like the black spine and numbers, but it would be cool to have them all. And then after that, you pretty much just have the basic standard Blu-rays going down here, and yeah, that's it, just completely random on the Blu-rays. Then if we move along over here, it's pretty hard to see, sorry guys, it's not very well lit in here, but we have a few box sets. Again, those are kind of just by alphabetical order of the films, not by, well, I mean, I don't, you know, I have like one of each, so it doesn't really matter, but not by company or anything. The first one's the Amityville Scream Factory, then you have the House Arrow, then a random DVD set of I Know What You Did Last Summer, then of course the Sleepaway Camp set that I've had since I was very young, and the Twisted Terror set, which is just a plethora of different DVDs. So, that's that. And then, of course, we have the VHS. Sorry, guys, I was rudely interrupted by JP. He actually called me, and I'm recording this off my phone. So, of course, it ruined the recording, but I'm just gonna pick up where I left off. These are the VHS tapes. Like I said, this shelf is one that I had books on for, you know, a while, and then when I moved, I actually took all those books to half-price books, and got like a whopping $11 for them, because they were all from high school, and I just knew I would never reread them, so I figured I would just use this as an extra space for movies. I don't really like it, because it is so set back in there, and obviously it's very dark and hard to even see them, and you know, when I do like my other videos and stuff, you can't really even tell that there's movies in this, but it is what it is. It's good storage, at least. Then right here is actually 4 posters. These are what you call them, flat sheets, I think, posters. They're like the original movie posters for when movies came out. We actually have a drive-in in our town, and they were selling these like every few months. They were selling these at this sort of, I don't even know what the place is called exactly, but there's like a place up the road that like sells different guns and like weird stuff like that. Like I said, I completely forget what the actual name is for it, but anyway, so they were selling these posters. It was really chaotic. JP and I went to check it out one morning, and a lot of people are there looking through them. They were kind of all picked over, but you know, I managed to get 4, and unfortunately they're huge, and the poster frames for them cost like $20 or so, so I've been kind of holding off on even buying them. Plus I know it's gonna take up a lot of space on the wall, but I know I got, if I remember correctly, I have Pet Sematary 2, The Ring, freaking Annabelle Creation, and, oh my god, I forget what Cabin Fever. That's the other one that I got. So those are the 4 I have. I do want to eventually hang them because they are pretty dope since they're so big, but you know, just have to stop being cheap and get myself a poster frame eventually. Probably gonna start getting one every paycheck and then finding space to hang them up. So that's that. And then over here we have, of course, more run-ons of the VHS tapes. This shelf is one of those super chintzy, cheap shelves. Everyone complains about these. Once again, I think you could get these at like Walmart, and this is like the first shelf that I had, and it's pretty old, and the whole like back end has pretty much like fallen off. It's like just hanging on by a thread because you kind of nail the back part in, but the nails never really hold, and it's super annoying. I've had shelves like this in the past, and they always kind of just fall apart after a while. So, you know, when I move again eventually one day, I'll probably end up just getting rid of this one altogether, but you know, for now, it looks alright, as is, like this, and then, yeah, so more VHS, and then we have some books that I read. Those are in alphabetical order based on the author's last name, so you have, again, some V.C. Andrew books, and, Stephen King books, and then a few Goosebumps and other R.L. Stine books there for the most part. And then randomly, I kind of just have my video games. I have some PS2 games, and, some PS3 games, as well as, one Sega Genesis game, because I do have the you know, not a classic one, but the new one that they came out with where they're preloaded, but you can also buy games for. And of course, a few Xbox One games down there as well. Those aren't in any order, or there's no really rhyme or reason. I kind of just threw them on the shelf because I didn't really have anywhere else to store them. So that is that. And then just some extra things. We have these first of all, that Goosebump movie, that is the, you know, Stay Out of the Basement one. I believe they only released like 5 of these on the clamshell VHS, and I've yet to find the other ones. I know JP found some, but that's the only one I have so far. It would be nice to, you know, collect them all. But then we have like this Chucky cup here, and another, I guess, Child's Play related cup, the Good Guy cup, and a Jaws one, which I typically use the Jaws one. The other 2 I kind of just display, but sometimes I will use the Jaws one and bring it to work. I'm not a huge fan of actually using water bottles because I just hate cleaning cups. That's like one thing that annoys me. Doing dishes sucks to begin with, but for some reason I have a real beef with like cleaning out cups. I always feel like they're not clean enough, and then I feel like they taste like soap afterwards, no matter how much you try to get that all cleaned out. So, but yeah, that's just a personal problem there. So these are mainly just for display, though, for the most part. And then right here we actually have a random plethora of stuff. These are all my autographed Blu-rays, VHS tapes, and DVDs. And then we have a few shot glasses here. My mom got me these Friday ones for my birthday recently. We have a Michael Myers one that JP got me. These are the just Scream Factory, you know, what do you freaking call it? Coasters. JP actually gave me those a while back too. And then we have this mug here, cool Jason mug that my aunt got me. Again, I don't really use mugs, but I like to display them because I think it looks cool. Then we have this little Sam figurine, body wobbler thingy that JP also got me. I believe it's solar powered, but you know, it just kind of chills there as a figure. Right here is this weird Vote for Cthulhu 2020 thingy that I got this at the Gettysburg Convention that JP and I went to back in August, or end of August. Some dude was just kind of handing these out, so, you know, whatever. And then this is also something I got there. I bought a few VHS tapes off of, actually, a podcaster. They did a live podcast, and the dude was also selling a few of his VHS tapes. And he gave me a free pack of this Gremlins 2 gum, just for the heck of it, so just keep that chilling there. Then we have the 22 Shots business card. Again, this is just kind of random little display of stuff. What is this? This is from when we went to the Gettysburg Ghost Tour. Just put it there for the heck of it. I like to just collect any little horror novelty thingies that I get from places. And then these books are just kind of random. Again, there's a Gettysburg book I got on the Ghost Tour. Underneath that, we have a Horror Hound magazine. This is an Autumn Fest thing from 7 Springs, which is an area around here, kind of like a ski resort, but they do autumn festivities, and they do festivities kind of all year round. So then we have this Creepy Susie, one of the Angus Oblong books. My grandpa actually gave me this, oddly enough. Pretty weird little book, I guess children's book, but it's cool. Then over here, I've had this forever. This is like a movie monsters book. I think a friend of my mom's gave me this, and it's pretty cool. It just has a bunch of, like, you know, it's got like Jason and the Crow and Hellraiser, you know, all Pinhead rather, all kind of just the iconic horror movie villains in it, and it's just you know, little writings up about them. Then under here we have, like, I believe, this is a Hellraiser comic book. I'm too lazy to, like, pull this out, but, and then this here is, like, a book of urban legends. I've actually never read through this, but, I should someday, because I'm sure it's interesting. I think there's also, like, a comic book and another magazine under there as well, but then this is just a book that I couldn't fit on the shelf, because the shelves aren't high enough. That's kind of why all this stuff is sitting here, too. These random books and magazines, they don't fit on this shelf, unfortunately. And then, of course, we have, just put a Vinegar Syndrome sticker there, and we have Cutting Class, signed by Jill Sholem. Met her at a drive-in. She was super nice, and they actually screened the movie, and that's where I bought the movie, too. That's the Vinegar Syndrome edition. And then right here we have The Fog and Child's Play. The Fog is signed by Adrienne Barbeau and Tom Adkins. That was awesome. Met them back in June. Child's Play signed by, of course, forgetting his name now, Alex Vincent. He was super duper nice, very down to earth type of guy. Probably one of my favorite people I ever met. As well as Brain Damage, that is signed by Frank Henenlotter. Again, he was another one of my favorites. Super funny guy, honestly. He was just fantastic. Over here, this was actually the first autograph I ever got by Bill Moseley. It says, you know, Chop Top, Texas Chainsaw 2, big fan of that film. Then we have Scream. Just met Neve Campbell back in December. She was super sweet, very nice woman, and that was great. That was one of my, you know, heroes, kind of, since I grew up with Scream, so that was a great experience as well. Then we have, it's getting hard to see again, sorry guys, but Hatchet 2, another great experience, meeting Adam Green. He signed that, you know, he signs his stuff for free, which is awesome, so, got that done, signed at a screening for Victor Crowley. That was one of my, probably best memories, honestly, to date. Then finally, under here, last but not least, of course, we have Day of the Dead. Yeah, this is signed by George Romero. He actually stayed at the hotel that I was working at about 3 or so years ago, and he ended up passing away. I don't even think like an entire year after he stayed, so very fortunate to have met him. Him and his wife were very nice, and his wife kind of, you know, went out of her way to make sure he autographed our stuff before he left, because there was a lot of us who were big fans of his at that time working there. So yeah, that's pretty darn awesome. That is, you know, all my collections. Then I just have random posters here. Well, actually, these are 2 autographs. That's signed by, oh my god, what's his name? Going blank. CJ Graham from, of course, Friday 6. Then this is signed by the guy who played Leatherface in the TCM remake. I actually don't even know what his name is. I apologize. These 2, I did not meet these people, though. To be fair, my mom's friend bought me these because he was always big on going to the, you know, Steel City Con in Pittsburgh, so, and he knew I was into this stuff, so he got me those back when I was probably in middle school, actually, so that was a long time ago. Then this is just a Shining poster. I got this at probably the first Steel City Con I had ever gone to. I just really dig it. It's super trippy and cool, and that's one of my favorite movies. Then we have this random John Carpenter movie collage here. I got this at a theater that was doing a John Carpenter fest that unfortunately has been overrun by idiots at this point. They used to do a lot of cool throwback things. That's actually where I met Adam Green as well for his Victor Crowley screening. But it became a second run theater. It was this cool just 1920s theater that was still around, and you know, was big on doing stuff like Rocky Horror Picture Show and just cool events like this, like Carpenter Fest, and they made this poster, so I thought that was super cool. But then a random Jigsaw poster. I mean, I actually thought this movie was pretty fun. I'm not a huge Saw fan, but it's whatever. They were giving away the posters free at the screening, so I figured why not just plaster it on the wall since I had it. It's obviously wrinkly because I left it curled up for too long. And to Hell and Back, the Kane Hodder story, we went to see this at a theater in Pittsburgh. Of course, this is just like his documentary on video since he did write a book. It was just a video version, or, you know, a documentary style version of it. Pretty darn good. It was good stuff. I still haven't read the book. I really should, because I hear it's, you know, better to actually read it. But that was good as well, and they gave out this poster, so again, why not plaster it on my random wall here? And then lastly, we just have, this is what I started with, this Carrie, freaking lights, switch cover. I don't know what you would call that. But yeah, I never saw these again. I wanted to collect these and put them on all my light switches because I thought they were super cool. I got that, once again, at Steel City Con. I think the same one I got that Shining poster at. And, yeah, I assumed like the person who sold them would be back every year because most vendors are always the same people, especially, you know, at the same convention, but I've yet to find them again, and that's unfortunate because I remember they had a lot of cool horror ones. They had a few, like, you know, Devil's Rejects ones and Friday the 13th ones, and I just thought it would be cool to, you know, kind of collect those and put them in all my light switches, but it is what it is. I like the Carrie one. I think it's pretty creepy, and that's another one of my favorite movies, so yeah, guys, that'll do it. Thank you for watching this video. Here's kind of like the big old, I guess, overlook of everything here. It's kind of hard to get it all on the screen. Oh, I almost fell over and died. Yeah, that is all my stuff as of now. The rest of this room is kind of a junk room, but if there's my cat, hello cat. You know, just looking at this side of the wall, I think everything looks pretty awesome. Just pay no attention to anything else, so yeah, guys, once again, thank you for joining me for this video, and as always, I'll talk to y'all in the next one.